You're on here because your car is running like it has AFib, atrial fibrillation. It's missing beats. I'm gonna show you how to fix it. It's pretty easy. Let's do it. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Check it out. I get in my car the other day, I started up, it runs fine. It's sitting there warming up. It gets warm, the RPMs come down, and then it starts to, I guess I gotta do it. It starts to, it's misfiring. Next day, take it to work. Start it up, starts to do the same thing. But then on the way home that day, I was on the highway going 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden my engine went and started stuttering like it couldn't catch itself. Then it did, and it was fine. Gotta fix it. The vehicle we're gonna be doing today is a Chevy Cruze, but this should work with just about any kind of vehicle out there. There is no check engine light. There's no engine code. No codes. No codes on the computer at all. So what that tells me is that the car thinks that it's sending a signal to the coils and it's sending spark to the spark plugs, but it's not actually happening. In my opinion, it's gotta be the coil pack or the spark plugs. And since this car has 150,000 miles on it, figured why not do both. Now there's two different kinds of coils. The coils that go into this car are a complete unit. It's all four of them in one bay, one line. Some of the cars, like I'll show you over here, they have individual ones and you have to buy the individual coil, which all should be the same. And you have to find the one that's fouling on you. Now if that is the case, they do make a tool on Amazon for $40. It's an electronic diode thing that you stick on each one, and as it gets electricity, it lights up and shows you which one's working and which one's not. It'll be easy for me because I just got to replace all of them. Prices will vary depending on what kind of car you drive and all that. And then spark plugs. Went ahead and got new spark plugs. Make sure you check your gap. These are set to a 0.04 for this brand. And then my factory specifications on my vehicle says a 0.028. So I went ahead and already pre-gapped those. One more thing, if you don't know how to gap a spark plug, at the end of the video I'll just do a real quick tutorial how to do that so you don't have to go somewhere else. First thing I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to get access to that coil pack that's in there. Just pop that out, slide it over. And there she is, right there, and you can tell it takes a Torx. So I'll go ahead, you can take a screwdriver or whatever, back out that little orange section and pull this off nice and gentle. You don't want to break that. Torx set, you gotta get you one of those. That looks like it's a T40. And those are tight. All right. Go ahead and pop that out of there. Just pull straight up and you'll feel it pop right off of the spark plugs. You go ahead and make sure you don't have any kind of oil residue down in there. They look nice and clean, so we're good there. Now we can run our 5/8 spark plug wrench right down in there and pop them out one by one. Go ahead and pop these spark plugs out. You gotta check your gap for your car. Your car might be different than the 0.028. It's got a rubber gasket inside of that spark plug socket. It'll hold it for you. Just go ahead and sit it on there nice and level and make sure it's level out of the car. Now if you're gonna go and start to cross thread something, you might wanna pick something else other than this. Make sure it's threading right before you start tightening this down. You're gonna have some major problems. Go ahead and go to cylinder 2 over here in firing order. Thread nice and easy. And it's got that crush washer on the end of it, so I'm going to take it around until I feel that just snug up and stop. I'm on the last one here. Hardest thing with this is just once you get it tight, is to get this back off the socket with that rubber insert wants to stick on your spark plug. Show you what I do to kind of help that out a little bit. Tighten that right about there, and take it loose and just kind of hit it a little bit, but don't actually move it. Back tight. And make sure it doesn't leave the rubber thing down on your spark plug. and then I always seat that rubber back in there each time before I put a new spark plug on it. New coil pack, there she is. She's nice and pretty. A couple things you want to do with this, make sure all these right here, they're kind of tight around those cylinders. Make sure they're up nice and snug, and there's no issues all the way around them. The way it makes a good seal. The boots, make sure the boots are on. There's styrofoam inside the package, and make sure there's no styrofoam inside of these holes, which I did have some. Now we can use a little dielectric grease on our electrical connections, which it did come with some. That'll slow down any corrosion, give a nice contact for us. Everything looks good, and line it up, just pop it down. You'll feel that initial kind of pop where they all pop into their little boot. Then just take it right in between all four there, push down, you'll have a real nice little squish. It'll squish in. And you'll know it's all the way down and everything's in there making contact, doing what it needs to do. Then from that point, it's all just reverse install. Put the harness back on. Lock it, put the bolts back in. I like to start these by hand just in case they're not lined up perfect. Make sure you don't tighten one side. It'll raise up the other and kind of bind it in there. Get both snug and then tight. That's not as tight as it looked like I made it. Cover. Just because we're talking about coils real quick, I want to show you another car I'm working on right here where I've actually got the coils out of the engine, and it's got the individual coils, and then it's ran back in with wires. It's a pretty unique system how it's working. To check that out. Got a K20A engine right here, and then it's ran over into the coils, which are the individual coils, and they're screwed onto a bracket down there, and then they're ran back into the engine. Pretty cool. The coils are upside down. You can see where they plug in down there. Pretty sweet. And that setup is running to HKS plugs with heat range 8 iridium, just in case anybody's wondering. Those things were like, I don't remember, they were like 40 or 60 bucks a piece for a spark plug. Holy cow. To make this easy, we're gonna act like your car needs a 0.05. That's a nice even number, okay? You see the 0.05 right there. And then you got your spark plug right here. You can tell that gauge gets thinner and wider as it goes. So what you're going to want to do, just take your spark plug, fit it on there, and roll it around until it won't roll anymore. I mean, don't force it. See how it's about 0.38? We need to get the 5. So what you do is you take that spark plug out, you insert it through this hole right here. A little tooth. And you pry it out just a little bit. Now you can put your spark plug back on, roll it around to where it stops, and then you can tell it went to 0.6. It's hard to read through the camera, I'm just guessing. So then if you had it too big, you just take your gauge and you smash down that top. Again, I can't really see through the camera, I'm just kind of guessing here. But then you roll it, and then look where it stops, is right about 5. If you want to get real precise, you can just barely smash it down again to where it's perfect. But that's all there is to it. I mean, super easy install. I set an alarm to go take the stuff out of the oven for 1 hour. And I made this video and did the thing, and it took 40 minutes, that's it. I still got 20 minutes to burn. Hopefully that fix helped at least one person out there. If you liked the video, make sure you check the people on the bottom of my channel called Bad Mofos. Hours and hours of fun. All kinds of other videos on there, all kinds of fun stuff. Check it out, check it out. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Later. Peace.